we'll discuss about the lockup latches. First, we will discuss why we need a lockup latch. Lockup latch is needed when different test clocks are allowed in the same scan chain. The tool inserts data lockup elements into the scan chain path to ensure race-free scan shifting and independent controllability and observability of all scan bits. When the lockup latch comes into the picture, when negage flop is followed by a negage flop, the lockup latch is needed when the clocks are different. When posage flop is followed by a posage flop, lockup latch is needed when the clocks are different. When posage flop is followed by negage flop, even the lockup latch is inserted even if it has the same clocks or different clocks. When negage flop is followed by posage flop, there is no requirement of the lockup latch. Now we'll discuss all the three combinations of the flops where the lockup latch comes into the picture. First, when the two negage flops are in the sequential way, the data is passing from S1 to Q1 and Q1 to S2 and S2 to Q2. These two flops are negage flops. You can see the data S1 is given at the clock negage, and this is a zero delay condition where there is no delay between the clock 1 and clock 2. When the clock detects the S1 data at S2, the output of Q1 will be like this. It starts from the negage flop, negage of the first clock, and stay holds up to the second negage of the other flop. Here we can see the data is propagating to the Q2 without any error. Now let us assume the clock 2 is delayed by some time. Now we can see that the data has been lost because it is unable to detect the Q1 data at the output of Q2. So in order to avoid this condition, the lockup latch comes into the picture. To avoid the loss of data between the two negage flops, we are inserting the positive triggered lockup latch in between them. Here we can notice that the data 1 is feeding at the S1 port, and here the positive triggered lockup latch allows the data only when the enable signal is high, and the lockup latch provides an off-cycle delay. Here you can see the data is propagating from S1 to Q1 in this manner, and the data reaches to the L1 as input, and it encounters the lockup latch. Since the lockup latch provides the off-cycle delay, it chops the chunk of the output from the Q1 and it provides a off-cycle delay and propagates to QL. Here the QL feeds the output to the S2 and it samples the data at clock 2. And Q2 will get the clean signal as output without the loss of data from the S1. When two posage flops are connected in sequential way, when we feed the data S1 at the port, it will be feeding to the output from the S1 to Q1, and Q1 data will be propagating to the S2, and S2 data will be propagating to the Q2. So in zero delay condition, the clean data is traveling from S1 to Q2. When clock 2 is delayed, we can see that the S1 data is going to Q1 and Q1 data is going to S2, and S2 data is unable to capture at the clock 2 because of the delay of the clock pulses. So in order to avoid this condition, we are inserting the negative trigger lockup latch. Here the negative trigger lockup latch will allow data only when the clock 1 is in off state, because the negative trigger lockup latch is connected to the clock 1. Here we can see that the S1 is traveling to Q1 and Q1 is traveling to L1, and latch output QL is traveling to S2. Here the Q1 data is captured at the output in this manner. When the latch output is fed to at the L1 port, it captures the Q1 data and provides the off-cycle delay. When it provides the off-cycle delay, the clock 2 will capture the QL data and gives the output as Q2, and the data of S1 is captured at the second flop. And the pos flop and neg flop are in the sequential way. Now we can see the data S1 is propagating to the Q1, and the Q1 data is feeding to the clock 2 and coming at the Q2 within the same off cycle. If the data appears in the within the same off cycle, then we are losing the controllability and observability at the Q2, because we cannot propagate 1 0 or 0 1 data at the Q1 and Q2, because whatever the output appears at Q1 will be coming at Q2, and this is Q2 will be the exact replica of Q1 only. Because of this, we lost the transitions which we need exclusively on Q2. Because of this, the coverage at Q2 is lost. In order to avoid this, we need to shift the data in such a way that in the first shift, the data has to come at Q1, and at the second shift, the data has to come at Q2. In order to achieve this condition, we need to insert a lockup latch between Q1 and Q2. So in this condition, we are inserting the negative trigger lockup latch in between pos and neg flop. Here you can see the data Q1 is captured in this manner, and the Q1 data is feeding to the latch input, and the latch is providing the off cycle delay, and it is feeding the input of S2, and S2 will be captured by the second clock gauge, and the output will be coming at Q2 in the second act 2 clock edge. So by this way, the Q2 will be getting the output at the second act 2 pulse. By this way, we can achieve the clock shifting at the first pulse and the second pulse. Thank you.